First one was a little bit of news coming out of All-Star Weekend. I'm sure you guys have seen the clip by now if you weren't watching it live. Uh, Victor Wembanyama, Chris Paul just went through this whole thing where they're just like chucking balls everywhere to try to beat the competition. If you haven't seen it, long story short, there's something that says if you don't make the shots at the points in the skills competition where you have to shoot, that you have to take at least 3 shots. But it doesn't say anywhere how accurate or how well intentioned you have to be when doing it. So instead of wasting time to try to sink a shot, they just took 3 balls off the rack and threw them and ran to the next obstacle. The question I have for you guys, was it cheating? I know you got a clip. Why don't you show it to everybody who didn't see it, and then we'll get into it.
For sure. Let's get after it.
Oh, he's not even worried about this shot. They're just going for time. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Now, I wonder if everyone is going to adopt this.
Wait a minute. The crowd is unsettled.
Yes.
The rules are being shot.
The
oh, there's some boos.
A lot of boos.
I love C&D, Mitch, giving the thumbs down.
It was fantastic. That I'll wait until my 30-second take goes, but I'm going to spin it off of that for sure.
All right. Who's going first on third? I'll go first. What the hell? Put me on the clock.
Go for me, and coach.
No, it's not cheating because the rules didn't say not to do it. If they were too dumb to think of it, then congratulations to Chris Paul and Wemby for thinking strategically about how to win the game. I like the fact that they didn't because Donovan Mitchell was sitting there, and I think they got the win instead. So, kudos to the Cavs. But no, I don't think it's cheating if you can exploit and extort a rule. It's on the rule makers to make better rules. I didn't have any problem with what they did. I thought they should have let it count.
John, you got to pick who's up next, man.
Erik. Eric's going to go next.
Get that clock up there because
we'll do our first
I'll use my time to say that Chris Paul is one of the most underratedly unlikable guys in the NBA. He's constantly whining. He's practically invented the flop. That's why they changed the rules on a shooting foul. And yet he constantly tries to bend or break the rules. Glad that this guy has never gotten a ring. He doesn't deserve one. Yes, it was cheating. And most of all, it was cheating the fans. The fans expected more of a show to go out there and compete. It's already a terrible event, and we got that. Terrible.
Yes, that leaves me, right? So this is my exact reaction to that whole thing. Exactly what Donovan Mitchell was saying, because look, it's cool. It's great, John. I share the sentiment. They came up with a brilliant idea, whatever, or a lame idea. The whole issue with NBA All-Star Weekend right now is that it's boring and lame. So having the youngest star and one of the oldest stars in the league go out there and just make one of the competitions look absolutely piss poor, totally not worth it, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with either of your takes. I just don't think by letter of the law it was cheating because there's no rule that says you can't do it. I think it sucked for fans. I think it was kind of Bush League. I think it was dumb and made a lame weekend even lamer. All of that is true.
Bush League is the way of putting it. When I first saw it, I thought, oh, that's brilliant. I mean, they're just trying to do it as quick as possible. When I realized that you don't have to make the shot, that doesn't matter at all, I thought these guys are smart. But the more I thought about it, it's not doing any service to the fans watching it. Nobody wants to see that. They're just out there. I don't know. I didn't like it at all, and they deserve the booze that they got.
Yeah, I agree with you. It was funny in the moment. And then I don't know if you guys saw the clip. I didn't pull this clip, but of the reporter trying to go over and interview the both of them about it. And the NBA, like, higher up was like, go away, because they were so actually upset with Chris Paul and Wemby for coming up with whatever idea it was. And you know what the funny part is, Erik? I know you're throwing shade at Chris Paul, and you can have your own hate for him. I don't personally have the hate that you do for Chris Paul, but it has been abundantly said in the media that it was Victor Wembanyama's idea to do that.
That's fine. I mean, I believe that. That's fine. No big deal. But Chris Paul is just a really hateable guy. he's just an asshole to everybody, and he always has been. I don't know why anybody likes him. Like, other players in the league do not like him, and there's a reason for it.
John,
I don't
what
like
do
him
you
because
think
I think he's overrated. So I'm in the middle, but I'm closer to Erik. And there's no reason, right? There's some people who you think have. I remember when JJ Redick played at Duke, and as a North Carolina fan, I was like, I'm going to punch this dude in the face. And people are like, why? And I'm like, I don't have a good reason. That's just how I feel.
He's like the nicest guy to play at Duke.
Yeah, probably is. Grant Hill's a pretty nice guy. But anyway, I digress. I hate all Dukies because I'm a North Carolina fan. It elicits the same kind of response for me for Chris Paul. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Cliff Paul on the damn State Farm commercials all the time. I don't know if it's them saying, oh my God, Chris Paul is the best point guard in the league the whole time. I was like, what about like Curry and Kyrie? And people are just giving it to Chris Paul because, you know, guys in the know, there's just something about him where I was like, if he was all that good, he won a championship. I wasn't a huge Wake Forest fan. Like, maybe it's one of 70 things, but I'm mostly with you, Erik. I wouldn't say I hate him, but I could definitely do without him. I don't root for Chris Paul wherever he goes.
Yeah, I definitely don't hate him. It's a strong word that we throw around loosely sometimes, but I think that clip of him when he's laughing along with Steve Kerr and he turns and he instantly is like, oh, I'm so fake. I think that sums him up in a nutshell. He's just a fake dude.
It's interesting to me because my perception of Chris Paul is different, and maybe it's like the age gap thing. I don't know personally, because I think of like the Banana Boat crew. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The pipe
And
dream
Bosh
of Chris Paul, Bosh, LeBron, Melo, and Wade all playing together. That I think of that as like the biggest NBA what if. And Chris Paul being a part of that and wanting to see that on a court, it would have been utter dominance at the time at a certain time period. But that's
I don't think a hot insider take. I've heard talked with a couple guys who know a few guys. I don't think it was ever close to happening, but if it was going to happen, it was going to happen in Cleveland. When LeBron decided to finally go to Miami, he was trying to get Wade and Bosh to come to Cleveland because of some deals and some things and the potential of the future of Carmelo Anthony. And some guys said, I'm not going to Cleveland. But yeah, they said if the Banana Boat thing was going to happen, the most likely landing spot was actually Cleveland.
I love how everybody just knows saying Banana Boat, what the hell you're talking about. It's funny as hell to me still to this day. And I was young when that was a thing. The original picture was taken.
Mm-hmm. What was the other boat? What was the Minnesota Vikings boat one? The boat ride?
No idea.
No clue. That's before. Oh, you're talking about like when all the players went and got really drunk and partied.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. I forget what it's called, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, thank you. I was like, man, I look crazy on live.